welcome to Monday Night Action. We are back for round 3 of the 296 Scuderia series here at Nürburgring GP. A great track for anyone that loves the Nordschleife. This is one of those ones I do miss from the Formula 1 calendar. I think it was great when we had Formula 1 back here in the day. But we are here bringing something probably equally as exciting as Formula 1, I'd like to think. So thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and get involved in the chat. Everyone get involved in there. Let's get a bit of a conversation going. Ready for round 3? I can't believe we're already on round 3. We're almost a third of the way through the championship. And things are looking tasty. We've got 15 people in the lobby, so we're going to have 14 cars on track tonight for the 296 Ferrari, and then later on we will be bringing in the GR2 after this event. Let's have a look at some championship tables to start with, shall we? So, bottom half, the 296. So we've got Oldgate there in 16th, we've got Wacky there in 15th, Linia then 14th, then we've got Lee Duncan in 13th, Sprinkler 12th, Race Lord in 11th, we've got Temp there in 10th, and Johnny in 9th. We'd like to say that we've got from Temp all the way down to Lee Duncan. They've only done one round, so they are in the bottom half, but I don't think most of them will be hanging around for long, because as you can see there's 1st, 2nd, 3rd in the last race there in 10th, 11th and 12th. And then the top half of the table, we've got Hulky there in 8th, we've got Watsy in 7th, Stewboy in 6th, Kayla, who unfortunately can't make it tonight due to prior commitments, they're in 5th, so tonight will be his drop round. Stuck on the grid in 4th, and we've got Rich in 3rd, and we've got Mike there in 2nd, and Deluxe there in 1st, so lead in the championship in 2. It's going to be an interesting round number 3. So we will close down the tables, because we do have everyone in the lobby and we are looking ready to race. So let's get everyone ready up. It's looking a little bit, the car's a little bit grey here in the pool. Oh, I see some rain. In time will tell. It can rain here. So are we going to see anything? Maybe. It's going to be interesting. Just wait for some guys to give some ready up. So whilst we're waiting for them all to say that they're ready, don't forget next week, we'll say next week, it's actually this week now, on Saturday, 12-hour endurance race for Mind. Mario is going to be doing the whole 12 hours himself, and then a lot of sim racing communities have entered a team or 2, or some even 3, to do the 12 hours as well. So we're going to be streaming it all here on the channel, so by all means come along to the stream, get involved. It's going to be great. 12 hours of fun, raising money for Mind, which obviously is the important thing, is raising the money for charity, but also having fun whilst doing it at the same time. So I think we can get the qualifier underway. Let's almost click enter them. We don't want to do that, do we? Let's get the qualifier underway here for round number 3 of the series. Right, who's it going to put us on board with here? So here we go. Always let's put in some racing cars for some reason. So racing coming out of the pits, let's get ready for some qualifying action. So 5 minutes of qualifying here at the Nürburgring as we get cars inside cars going to the pits. So interesting, isn't it, that in the news that's come out today, Nürburgring have changed the date for the 24 hour, so the person that actually drives this particular car in real life can partake in the 24 hours himself. So Max Verstappen will probably be doing the 24 hours at Nürburgring later on in the year. Be interesting to see that they've changed that for him to get involved in. So let's jump on here. So we've got Rich here coming on out. So he has got, SLM have got a couple of teams in for the 12 hours on Saturday. So it'll be great to see them out and about. As we see in the background there, looks like Lee's got a new livery. That's a nice looking livery. That. I love the colours on that one, Lee. That is a cracking job there. We've got Scuderia out front at the moment for Academy Esports team. So they have a team as well. The 4 drivers that do race in the Ferrari series will be driving this particular car. Here to watch Sprinkler take the win. I think he'd love to take the win after his last race out, finishing on the podium in his first race of the series, because he did miss round 1, so he's already done his drop round. So it's a track that he does go strong at, so it's definitely going to be one to watch here. As Stuboy is going to start the qualifying, so let's go on board with Stuboy. See how he gets on here. Chance for us to use the onboard camera angle. Car just wants to wash out here, and his tyres screaming as he comes through there. Gets amazing, good use of curve there. You want to use as much of this curve in particular, low and exit curve. Really abuse track limits on the exit there. Come down first, a good first sector time. You can just dab the brake on, really chuck the car and get on the power nice and early. Long braking to here, and get on power, ride the exit curve, up into the green curve, and then back down to the bottom hairpin. Great, nice and like get all the nose in, just wait, get on the power, absolutely plant it for the uphill section. This corner is flat out, but it is tricky. You get all right from here, you will walk into that gravel. Coming up to here, you can brake just right to stop the green curve. He misses the apex a little bit there, but did keep it in the track limits. Here's another one who's just like, keeps it waiting. Very into it. The next one is not really a corner. It's 4 laps out as you come up towards the bus stop. Make around 100 metre walk here, and then you lose the curves from here, but you don't want to cut it too much. Throw it in again, really close to the entry lines. And then out wide and across the line, and that's going to be Stuboy. Setting the first lap race, 1 minute 58.005. Mike immediately takes pole there with 1 minute 57.3 for Mike. But Temp has come along with a 56.6 for Temp. Bulky's dropped up into P4 there. Sprinkler moves up into P4. Linio's moved up into P3. Race Lord in second. Rich has gone in second now. So at the moment it's SLM taking over 2 top spots. I'll move my mic a little bit closer. That might help it out a little bit. Let me know if that's improved the mic volume. So at the moment, is this man on pole? It's Temp on pole. Rich in second. Race Lord in third at the moment. Mike's in fourth. Linio in fifth. Stuboy in sixth. Sprinkler down in seventh currently at the moment. Someone else just popped in. I think that was Deluxe just popped up there as well. So Polky's in ninth. Stuck on the grid in 10th. Wacky in 11th. Johnny in 12th. Lee Duncan is in 13th and Watsy in 14th at the moment. Now they still have, this is their final lap, so see if we can go on board. So it looks like, I think Temp may have finished, but yeah, he's 19 seconds out, so Temp's not going for another lap. I think Rich is going for it again, so we'll see what Rich does. We really want to get back to the front runner, so I think that was Stuboy was the front runner. So Stuboy's going to be next across the line. We'll see what Stuboy can do here. Can Stuboy improve and get himself a bit higher up on the grid? Currently bang on middle of the field at the moment. Stuboy improves up to 5th for Stuboy. Mike improves and goes up to P2. So great there for Mike, getting himself up into P2. Johnny has improved as well, moved up the order. The Hulkie's moved up into 8th, and there's going to be a lot of cars coming across the line here now. Sprinkler gets himself up into what is 4th. Race Lord, though, has taken pole position by 2.5 tenths. So Race Lord is on pole. I don't think there is anyone left across the line that can beat him. Lee does improve, but it's not enough to get him up the order there. So is this man on pole at the moment? One more car should cross the line. Don't know who it is across the line. I think it's 10th to finish off his lap. Yeah, it is 10th to finish off his lap. So it is Race Lord on pole position for round 3. So we'll have a look back through those results from qualifying. So Race Lord on pole, 1 minute 56.344. Temp is in 2nd, and then Mike in 3rd. Sprinkler 4th, and then Rich in 5th. Stuboy in 6th. Deluxe in 7th. Then we've got Linio there in 8th. Watsy in 9th. Hulkie in P10. Stuck on the grid there in 11th. Wacky in 12th. Johnny in 13th. And Lee Duncan rounded out there in 14th. Just let me know if the mic volume has improved so I can sort it out before we start the race. Just drop me a comment down there. And also get involved, everyone. Come on, drop some comments in the chat. Who are you here to watch? Who are you here to support? Who do you think is going to take the race win here? Race Lord with a really strong qualifier there. So great qualifying from Race Lord, but he's got some fast drivers behind him. There's a lot of people, even in 57s. 57s was all the way down to 10th. It's only 1.4 seconds from 1st to 10th there on the grid. So let's get this one underway, shall we, and get the action unfolded here for round number 3 of the series at the Nürburgring. Could we possibly see rain here tonight? That's what I'm hoping there might be a little bit. It might not come in the Ferrari, but cheers Irish lad for letting me know. What I'll do is let me drop the cars down a tiny bit. Drop the cars down tight. Right, let's have a look on here. Let's get this underway. Right, so it's going to be Race Lord who's going to lead them out. Right, Race Lord leading them out on the rolling lap. And they are underway, the lights are out. And it's going to be Race Lord leading them down into turn 1. Ferraris are filtering it down, and let's make sure everyone gets through here well. Can't see any issues further back or anything like that. So it looks like everyone has been really well behaved. This is a corner that can be a little bit interesting. The turn 1 here. But at the moment, Race Lord in the lead, followed by Temp. And Mike holding on to P3, but look at the close Sprinkler is behind. Oh, we do have an incident there in the background. We will go back and have a look, and I think that was Stuboy. So we will go and have a look and see what happened there to Stuboy. We just need to find out where he was in amongst all this. I think there he is. So this is Stuboy coming down into the bottom corner now. He's just on the grass as he turns in. Luckily he's not on the racing line where he stops and all the other cars go past. And that is Stuboy dropping down the order. So he's down into 14th. Got a bit of an uphill battle to get himself up the order again. But he will push on now. Still Race Lord in the lead. 4 tenths over Temp. A little bit of dust being kicked up there as they run a little bit wide. This is going to be a battle for the whole race between Temp and Race Lord. Look, Temp is closing up. He's 1/10 behind into the braking zone. The problem is Race Lord is the front of the train, so he's got to push all that air out of the way, and everyone behind is just tucked in that slipstream. He's going to be absolutely loving life. So we'll run through the order. So it is Race Lord in the lead, Temp second. Look at that for a shot as everyone coming down the start-finish straight. So Temp in second, Mike is in third at the moment, Sprinkler in fourth, taking a nice tight line there with Sprinkler. Rich in fifth, Deluxe in sixth, with Nino in seventh, Watsy up into P8, so Watsy having a great race here. Holkey in ninth, stuck on the grid in 10th, but does have a half-second penalty to serve. And we've got Wacky in 11th. Whoa, out wide from Wacky, abusing them track limits. And we've got Lee Duncan in 12th. Johnny in 13th. So you do see a little bit of a move going on here between Lee and Wacky. Wacky getting out of shape there a little bit, so that's Lee moving up. And then we've got Stu Boy in 14th. Recovering well, he's actually closed up a little bit, so he's getting back onto the back of the pack slowly. He's getting closer and closer. But at the moment, here's the battle out the front. It's still only 1.5 tenths between Race Lord and Temp. These two. We've got it all to come again in the GR2 after this. These two are just going to be cat and dog at it, I think, for the whole of this race and the whole of the next race as well. But at the moment, it's Race Lord who's got the advantage there. So Irish lad here was to his Sport SLM. SLM doing very well. Got two drivers in the top 8 at the moment, 2nd and 5th for SLM drivers. They're doing really well. Oh, we have got a change for position I've just seen there, because Sprinkler is up into 3rd. So let's go back and see if I might have missed that on the replay. Yeah, Sprinkler is up in P3, so Mike, it looks like Mike's had a bit of an issue because you can see he's dropped back quite far there, but Sprinkler up into P3. So Sprinkler on the podium now. Mike dropping down to 4th. Look at the battle we've got going on behind here. So Mike in 4th, but then we've got Deluxe. Oh, going really deep there. This is bringing it all into play here for all the cars behind. Look at that, nice and close between all the drivers here in the midfield, or between everyone really. It's still nice and close. It's still close at the front though. 3 tenths separating the front row, but then look at the gaggle of cars behind that as well. Really, this is absolutely anyone's race as we come up to 5 minutes completed. At the moment, Race Lord fastest lap of the race at 1:56.573 for Race Lord. So extra point for fastest lap. So in this type of scenario where it's really a battle for this championship between Race Lord and Temp, because these two are nose to tail every race, that extra point for fastest lap really could be. Oh, nice Irish lad, yeah, good to have you on board. So Irish lad is racing in the GR2, so Race Lord has a penalty, so we have a penalty for Race Lord to be served. That'll be served on the next lap. He really needs to get a second in the lead. He's not going to be able to do that when Temp is all over the back of him. I think Temp realises, Temp's like, well, you know, I can just hang back here now. I don't need to push. Sprinkler in P3 has Mike for company. Mike's not too far behind. So we'll go on board with Mike. So, ooh, as we go on board, I always commentate it as Mike. Go on board with Mike, and literally as we go on board with him, he goes and runs wide. He's got Rich really close behind him, so we'll go on board with Rich in this corner as well. So Rich is definitely inside the podium here as well. Rich has managed to drop Dino behind ever so slightly. Look at that, Rich closing up on Mike here. And these guys are only 3.8 seconds off the lead. As everyone's still nice and bunched up, everyone together. So Rich in 5th, Lino there in 6th, D-Lox in 7th, Watsy's in 8th, Holkey in 9th, stuck on the grid after serving the penalty in P10, Lee in 11th, Wacky is in 12th, Stubel is up to 13th, because it looks like Johnny has had an incident, Johnny dropping down there to 14th. Now this is where the fun's going to begin. Racelaw will be serving his penalty in a second. Half-second penalty. We expect that this will be a change for the lead of the race because SLM Temp is within half a second. So Temp takes the lead of the race. Racelaw now in second place, but we'll have the slipstream a bit further back. We've got a battle here brewing between Sprinkler and Mike. Mike has closed back up and Sprinkler. Oh, hop and a jump over the curve there, Mike. As we get a spinner there in the background. I want to see if Mike got a penalty. I don't know whether he did. He did not get a penalty for the curve. We'll go back and have a look at the play. Mike moves up to 3rd. It was, I think, a bit further back. I think it was the Scuderia Ferrari inspired with the AMD on the side. I think it was D-Lox, I think it was Nino. Some brown lights at the tyres and round he goes. And that is not what you want after the bus stop. So he will be dropping down the order. The tyres smoking there. Drops down to 12th with that. So it is Temp in 1st. 2nd is Racelaw now 1 second off, needs to get within the second gap to get the slipstream back to tow him up. Sprinkler is still in P3, so has managed to get that back because now it is Rich in 4th with Mike in 5th. So these guys are chopping and changing position like it's going out of fashion. D-Lox is in 6th. Now Watsy's got himself up to P7, but he's having a great battle with Holkey. Holkey's at the inside. And I think that's Holkey has got the move done and is up the inside, but I think Watsy's going to fight it back. Watsy fought it back, got the power down at the corner, and has got himself back up in front, so up to 7th. Now has the gaps increasing even more. Temp on the fastest lap, has already done the fastest lap, 156.064. Temp is absolutely checking out here. He's got such a lead now over Racelaw. Racelaw did so well for so long, holding off Temp, but as soon as he got that penalty, the pace has just dropped off. So Racelaw now in 2nd, 1.6 off the lead. It's a good drive off the corner though. He's closing another. Can it change for position here? We've got a lot of changes for position in the background there. Because Rich has got himself up into 3rd. Now let's see what happens in the next corner. We can always go back and watch that overtake in a second. Because Sprinkler is going to go up the inside here. So Sprinkler on the brakes, up the inside and gets the move done and retakes 3rd. He's not letting anyone out. Everyone that comes along just tries to take it off of him. He's just straight away getting it back from him, but it does look like Rich is going up the inside, but gets a little bit of a wobble. Sprinkler defending that inside line. Rich looking to the outside. There's 4 people here in contention for the last podium spot. Oh, Rich looking around the outside. You can make it move on there. He's managed to squeeze out the inside. He's got the inside. Mike's going to come through as well. Oh, Rich is too. Whoa. Right, let's have a look at what happened. I think Rich just got on the power, and it's just gone. Everything's just gone wrong there. So I think it was Rich. So Rich here looks up the inside, gets up the inside here on Sprinklers, a little bit of rubbing, but not too much, but gets on the power, and just the car goes round and into Mike, and then into Mike, and then Mike gets spat out, and ooh, that looked a bit messy. So Rich is in 5th. Now, I think Mike dropped down the order massively from that, so Sprinkler is in 3rd, and he's got 1.5 seconds spare now. D-Lox is in 4th. Rich is in 5th. Watsy in 6th. And Watsy's going to get a run here. Watsy is going to go and have a battle for the top 5. So we'll keep an eye on this and see what happens here. What's he going to think about maybe having a move into turn 1, into the braking zone, looking up the inside? Gets the move done, does Watsy, but will Rich fight back? Watsy does have the inside line for the next corner, so you'd like to think that that will be Watsy's racing line now, and that is Watsy up to P5. So Holkey's in 6th, Stuck on the Grid is in 8th, 9th is Lee, 10th is Wacky, 11th, missing the wrong button, 11th is Lenio, Stuboy in 12th, and then we've got in 13th is Johnny, and Mike is in the pits. So I think Mike may have just retired himself to the pits for the last 2 minutes of the race after the incident. It was doing really well, was battling for a podium, but unfortunately gets an incident taking him out of the race and into the pits. Back in the lead of the races, still 10th in the lead. He's done a 1:55.503, so he's leading this race by over 2 seconds now. So it looks like these two have completely checked out in the lead of the race, because there is a 10th in first with 1:50 left, so the next lap will be their last lap. Race Lord there in second. Sprinkler still under pressure for that 3rd place. He's holding on to it for dear life. He's avoided anything that's come up behind him, avoided the incident that took out a couple of the drivers. Still holding on there. He's got to do it for one more lap. Can he make it stick for one more lap? We will find out in the last lap coming up now. D-Lock's in 4th. Rich is still in 5th. He's under pressure from Holkey, who's got up to 6th now. Watsy in 7th. Stuck in the Grid in 8th. Lee's in 9th there. Wacky in 10th. Lenio recovering from the incident earlier on, where he spun out after the bus stop in 11th. Stuboy in 12th. And Johnny in 13th. So we will jump to the main action that's going on the track. It's this battle here. It's 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. All close together on the track. Who's going to come out in 3rd? 30 seconds until the checkered flag is out, but these guys will finish the lap that they are on. Sprinkler definitely in defensive mode, going 9/10 slower. Probably to bring in more and more people into contention here. Goes defensive on the inside of the hairpin. And shoots himself up the hill. All these drivers can see the podium. The final lap board is out, so we will leave these in a second when we go on board with Temp to take the checkered flag. As it stands at the moment, Sprinkler is hanging on there. But he's only 2 tenths clear, and they've got this long straight to go. And we'll see what happens in the braking zone here before we switch over. As Rich looks to go on the outside. Oh, it's going to be interesting. But it is 10th crossing and Race Lord finishing in. And there you go. It is a move on the last lap. D-Locks gets up the inside. And D-Locks is going to take P3. Look at that for a couple of cars. It's 3rd across the line for D-Locks. 4th goes to Sprinkler. 5th goes to Rich. 6th goes to Holkey. Watsy in 7th. Stuck on the Grid takes 8th. Lee takes 9th. With a 3-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. 10th goes to Wacky. 11th will go to Lenio. Stuboy in 12th. 13th goes to Johnny. And Mike is stopped on treat there in 14th. I think that's what might have caused the yellow flag. So we will need to have a look at that, because if that's what's caused the yellow flag, then we will have to look at the penalty that, where's he got? I think he was in the ninth, wasn't he? That Lee got, because it wouldn't really be fair that someone else has caused a penalty by stopping on track for Lee to get that penalty. But let's jump to the race winner. So, race winner for round number 3 goes to Temp. Fantastic job there for Temp. Was great under the pressure when he was behind Racelord, putting him under a lot of pressure. And then Racelord unfortunately just had that little moment that caused him to get that penalty and did result in a half-second penalty, meaning that Temp took the lead. Racelord will take second. I think he'd be happy with that, but he'll probably be kicking himself because he was leading the race really long time there. And then in third, eking it on the last corner. D-Lock's taking third place there and get himself up the order. So that was round 3. So well done to Temp, another race victory, and I think fastest lap as well. We will have a look at the order, see if we go quickly. So Temp there with the race win and the fastest lap. Racelord in second, D-Lock's taking third, Sprinkler in 4th, and then we've got Rich there in 5th, Hulky taking 6th, Watsy in 7th, Stuck on the Grid in 8th, followed by Lee Duncan in 9th, Wacky in 10th, Nino there in 11th, Stewboy in 12th, Johnny in 13th, and Mike 14th, retiring to the pits. That was a cracking race. Well done to the top 3 from that and all the other drivers. That was great close action there. Don't go anywhere. We will be back in a couple of minutes for the GR2s. Welcome back everyone for the GR2 part of the series, again at the Rebel Ring, not the Rebel Ring, the Ring, I'm thinking ring, so I say Rebel Ring, at the Nürburgring. Right, we've got everyone, I think is ready, so let's give them the ready symbol, just so they know it's going to be coming. Can't spell, can never spell. Right, let's have a look through some championship tables, shall we? So, in 13th, we've got Gru. 12th is Gear Kayla. Again, unfortunately, can't make it tonight with flight commitments. 10th in 11th, only done the one round so far, but did win the last round. Johnny in 10th. We've got Mike there in 9th. Then we've got Hugo in 8th. Roxy in 7th. Mario is in 6th. Got Rich in 5th, D-Lock's out in 4th, No Hassle is 3rd, Gavsky 2nd, and Racelord in P1 at the moment. But if you look between No Hassle and Mario, 1 point between the 4 drivers. Get in the comments, who do you think is going to win this one? So we've got Rhino there for the win. Yeah, it's going to be interesting in his first race, so great to see him getting involved here. And there is still a couple of spaces in this series, so if anyone watching thinks, do you know what, I'd love to have a crack at that, by all means get involved. Drop us a message, head over to our Discord, join our Discord, and you too can get involved here on the channel. So let's clear that all down, let's get ready for qualifying here. So it's a 10-minute qualifier for these drivers. Remember, these drivers do have to use the soft and hard tyre, but they don't need to use it for qualifying, it's just the soft. Well, I mean, they can qualify on the hard if they want, but I don't know who would want to do that. So let's get this one underway here. I bet it puts us on board the race mode again. It could rain here. It's foggy. Who are we on board with? Let's go on board with Mario since he's the first out of the pits. There's Mario. First one out the pits. Mario on his outlap, and we'll talk about the great things that Mario is doing for Mind, the charity that you can see on the front of his car there, on the front there and the sides. So on Saturday, Mario is hosting a 12-hour endurance race around Spa for Mind. Started off as target of £150 he wanted to raise. It's absolutely smashed that. The target is now 450, so 3 times the amount he originally set out to try and raise for charity. We will be streaming the full event. So from the start, the first 8 hours will be commentated on like this, watching the cars go around, and the last 4 hours will be from my point of view, where I take over for the LBRacing team and hopefully try and get somewhere near the front at least, if I don't muck it up for my teammates. So yeah, do get involved on Saturday. The stream is already up on the channel, so you can go there, hit the bell button so it reminds you, and that will be out going live at 9:45 on Saturday the 31st of January, and we hope to absolutely smash the target that we've got, £450, and we reckon we'll smash that. I'm confident we'll smash that. Like Mario is confident he's going to absolutely smash this lap. So much so he's got his indicator on already. Watsy in the chat, even though Watsy had a cracking race in the last race. How do you think it went? Are you happy with that? Comfortably in the top half of the table, I reckon we're going to be. So Mario on his flying lap. Is anyone else getting really annoyed with the indicator being on the car? So Mario done some practice the other night, but obviously where he's been getting everything ready for the 12-hour race, I think practice has been a little bit hard to come by for him in the last few weeks. So I think he'd be happy if he could replicate his result that he had at Nürburgring the last race out, where he finished 4th. He was on for a podium, but the lap time just ran out, the countdown clock. So had to set himself for 4th, but I think he'd be happy with that. He is setting the early pace here, obviously the first one to really drive the track in anger tonight in the GR2. Great noise of the cars downshift through the corners. The speed that these cars get up to is absolutely incredible. So just before the braking zone here, he's up to 170 mile an hour. If we slams on the brakes, Racer will get nice and close up behind. Racer will be enjoying that toe here from Mario. But Mario will be setting the early pace and the early lap time. He'll take provisional pole. So Mario crosses the line, does a 1 minute 45. Racelaw comes on at 1 minute 44. Gavsky crosses the line, half a second down on Racelaw. Next across the line will be Hugo. Hugo crosses the line and goes 4th. Next across the line will be... There's actually people in front because Foxy's moving over. So there we go, on his debut. Let's have a look at the Moonguy. Right near there in 5th. Temp goes up to 2nd, and that is a close gap between Racelord and Temp. So Temp is in 2nd at the moment. At the moment it is Racelord with the early pole position. Rich has crossed the line and gets himself 4th. Deluxe crosses the line and takes that 4th position now in the NSX. So that is everyone done a qualifying lap. So we'll go from, Foxy, obviously we saw Foxy slow down in 12th. Johnny is in 11th. Hugo in 10th. Mike in 9th. Mike's got a nice bit of a slipstream going on here. Right there in 8th. And we got Inyo there in 7th. 6th is Mario. I think Mario would be happy with the P6. He's going to finish this lap to see if Mario will improve. Ooh, a bit of a twitch there. Gavsky's coming into the pits to change his tyres. Mario does improve on his lap time by 4/10. Racelord into the pits as well. Gavsky into the pits. So Gavsky's pit crew just waiting for him to arrive. And here he is, getting the tyres changed, and out the pits he goes. So fresh set of tyres on for Gavsky, and fresh set of tyres for Racelord as well. Temp has come into the pits as well, so Temp's crew just waiting. And we get underway with the change for Temp as well. As Temp has a lot of people going for the change of tyres at the halfway point of qualifying. Some drivers are waiting to do an extra lap. But at the moment, Racelord is the guy that's on pole. We will see if he can improve on that lap time after he finishes this out lap. So everyone, huge money on for pole position. We've got another 4 minutes until we're going to find out. But drop in the comments who you think has got pole position here. Can Racelord hang on, or can Temp take the pole position, or maybe Gavsky's only got 4 attempts. Could it be Gavsky to take the pole position? We will find out as everyone is about to start their move fastest lap. Actually, do you know what? We're still on board with Gavsky. Watch Gavsky do a lap. So on board with Gavsky. Car coming out the pits there, that shouldn't hold him too much. Into the braking zone for Gavsky. Gets the car nice and turned in. Back in the power straight away. Trying to get the nose in of the car, getting it over, using a bit of exit curve. You want to get nice and tight on the inside here, over the curve as much as you dare, and then use this curve, really use the exit curve here. You can see the speed difference compared to the 296 Ferrari, and he's 2/10 purple on this sector 1. Nice up the inside, nice and top of the curve. Use that exit curve, use the green curve, get yourself down the hill as quickly as you can. Hard into the brake zone, fire in through the brakes there. Nicely on the power, up the hill. He's now half a second up on pole position. He's absolutely caning as he comes up the hill, into the braking zone here. The other page you want to use the inside curve. Here's the inside curve nicely. Use the exit curve. Bring the car around. Fire yourself down the straight. He's lost a little bit of time in the middle sector, but not much. As he comes up the hill and brakes nice and hard at 100 metre point. You want to use the curve so much as you dare. Get that power down. Get yourself fired out the bus stop. Now, can he do it? He's coming round the last corner. He's going to punch it to the line. Is it enough for pole position for Gavsky? It is Gavsky on pole. He's 4 attempts clear now. Can Racelord take it off him? He does, by just less than a tenth. Racelord up into pole position. We will go on board with 10th. So Racelord retakes his pole position off Gavsky. Has 10th done enough here? Mike gets himself up to P4. This is going to be the interesting one. Can 10th Racelord off the top spot? It's not enough, and it's not enough for the front row. 10th is down in 3rd. So it is Racelord with pole position, unless anyone else can get across the line. There's only one more car to cross the line, because that's the timer up, and Deluxe gets himself up to 4th with that win, but it is Racelord on pole position for round, and he is even faster on this lap with used tyres. So provisional pole for Racelord. Gavsky will be the next one to cross the line. Gavsky is down on this lap. Racelord improving on this lap. So we will go back to Racelord because he is improving. Does have a car in front of him. It is Mario. Mario giving him a distant tow there. Racelord into the braking zone. Firing across the curbs. Chucking it into the last corner. Can he improve on the provisional pole that he's got? He can just ever so slightly improve. Now, where is 10th? 10th has got a toe here. Oh, contact. That has cost him. That has cost him potentially the pole position there. So 10th retiring back to the pits. So it is going to be Racelord on pole position there. So taking it by just under a tenth from Gavsky. There is your man, 4 pole positions now for round number 2, 3. Can't think straight at the moment. Round number 3 of the series. So Racelord on pole. Gavsky second. I think he'll be absolutely buzzing that, and also to be that close to the top 3. 10th and a half between them is insane. Deluxe in 4th. Mike in 5th. I think Mike will be happy with that. Foxy, not too far off Mike either. And we've got Mario in 7th. Are we going to see an alternative strategy from Mario? Will he start on the hard tyre? That's going to be interesting to see who these guys further back is going to start on the hard. Rich in 8th. I know they're in 9th. Inyo in 10th. And then we've got Hugo in 11th. Johnny in 12th. So all cars driving back round, and we'll get the race underway once we're all back in the pits. But this man put it on pole, gets himself that pole position, so we will quickly run back through the results again. Race Lord on pole, just less than a 10th. Gavsky 2nd, Temp in 3rd, Deluxe 4th, Mike in 5th, Foxy Dev in 6th, Mario 7th, and we've got Rich there in 8th, Rhino there in 9th, Inyo in 10th, Hugo in 11th, and Johnny in 12th. Let's get everyone to get the tyres underway. So set the tyres. Set tyres for race start. Now, the interesting thing is, I don't know, this is saying there's no rain nearby, but I'm just going to let it roll forward a little bit whilst these guys set their tyres and just see if there are any clouds around when he gets close to current time. Doesn't look like there is, but it doesn't mean we won't get anything in the next half an hour rolling on him. So it's going to be interesting to see whether we get any rain here. Right, everyone, before we get this one started, come on everyone, comment below. There's 11 people watching at the moment. Let's get some comments in the chat. Let's see who thinks who's going to take the race win here for round number 3 of the series. Let's see what tyres everyone's starting on as well. Here we go. So, here's Race Lord on pole position, and I can confirm starting on the hard tyre. Yon Gavsky, says Josh in the chat. So, Gavsky, I can confirm, is on the soft tyre. Temp is on the hard, so Gavsky is going to have out the top 3. And let's get ready, Race Lord will lead them out and underway. So 1st and 3rd starting on the hard tyre. Is that because, do they think it's going to rain at some point? Gavsky diving up, Gavsky almost goes round, that's going to cost him surely. Manages to get the power down again, now he's under pressure from Temp. He went for a move early on, and it's going to cost him position. He's going to be stuck between 2 hard drivers, but no, Gavsky manages to keep hold of 2nd. He needs to get himself onto the back of Race Lord and get past him as quickly as possible. He needs to use that soft tyre and break away from the front. Because this is his time to pump in the lap times. As he goes up the inside, he's got the power down, he's away. That's what he needed. He needed to get away from the hard runners. So Race Lord and Temp both on the hard tyre. Temp in 3rd. Ooh, Temp getting a bit squirrely there. Deluxe is on the hard as well, so 3 people on the hard. Rich is on the soft. Mike is on the hard. A lot of people have gone for the hard tyre. Foxy's on the hard. Nino on the soft. Rhino there is on the hard. Hugo's on the soft. Mario has dropped down the order. He's on the hard. And Johnny's on the soft. But at the moment, Gavsky, 2.5 seconds in the lead. That's the start that he wanted. Get away from them all as quickly as you can. The laps, and the only thing that I think could go wrong here with Gavsky's strategy, because it looks grey and overcast here. If it rains, and let's say it rains and the tyre change point is exactly when it rains from the hard, and it's not going to dry up for the rest of the race, well, Gavsky would have already come into the pits and changed to the hard, so he has to do 2 stops. That's the only thing, but he is aiming it here. 3.5 seconds clear in the lead. Race Lord in 2nd. Does have Dealer. Whoa, what has happened to Temp has dropped it somewhere because I can't see Temp's name there anymore. So Temp is in P6. We'll go back and we'll see if I can see what happens to Temp. No, so Temp back in P6 has lost a lot of time. Don't know what happened there. There's no damage on the car. So apologies for missing that one. But Temp down in 6th. Now getting a position back up, so moving up to 5th. So Race Lord now has a 10th of a second free from Rich. Rich is on the soft tyre though, so Rich is really going to get past Race Lord here. I know Race Lord is not going to want to let anyone past at all. Rich is on the soft tyre, so maybe it might be a good idea to let him go, so you don't have to worry about defending. But no, he's always covering the inside of the curve there. Rich is just going to have such better drive out the corner, surely in a straight line. Can the Lexus get past the Nissan? He's looking, he's moving around. Let's up the inside. There's a bit of contact there between D-Lox and Rich. Rich is looking for it, but there's Temp. Temp is already back up to P4 on the hard tyres. So he's come back on an absolute charge, but at the moment it doesn't look like Rich is going to go for a move, maybe around the outside is turn 1. And gets the power down on the old cutback, and that is the move done. Good move there from Rich, getting past Race Lord, and that is him clear, but he has almost a 9-second lead out in front on the softs. So an absolute mountain for everyone else to climb to catch up on Gavsky. Rich now in second, he's got himself 1.3 seconds clear. Race Lord in 3rd. There's a little bit gap back to Temp. Temp's now got himself back up to the back. So Temp's going to be loving this. You generally should have applied for a train driver's license. It was basically like watching everyone queue up and have a ticket to have a go at the back of your car. And it was just one after the other, and you did so well to hang on for so long. But it was like 6 cars behind you for most of the race. So well done to Josh for 4th in the 296 series. So Temp all over the back of the race. D-Lox there in 5th, Mike in 6th. A lot harder, still up the plug into this grid. Foxy on the hard as well, having a look at Mike here, thinking about it. Linear there on the soft, so really is up with the hard runs. Not what you want, you don't want to get stuck behind someone's hard tyres. There he goes, Foxy up the inside of Mike. I think on the hards as well. We've got Johnny on the soft up to 10th, Hugo in 11th, and Mario on the hard in 12th. But at the moment 10.2 seconds clear with the fastest lap of the race, 1:43.778 is Gavsky. He's done a great job here. He needed to clear those guys at the front. He needed to get away from them. He's not in their race at the moment. He's on the soft. They're on the hards. He just needs to get away so he can utilise that tyre. Get himself up and down the road. He's now got. He doesn't have to think of anyone around him. He can lead his perfect race. The weather looks like it's clearing up. So I think the threat of rain and the threat of being on the wrong tyre at the start of the race is now cleared for him, so it looks like potentially got a great strategy in play here. He just needs, when he gets on the hard tyre, just needs to stay consistent and he will be golden. Rich now 4.5 seconds clear of Gagnon cars behind, so really utilising his softs and getting underway. Temp and Race Lord still having a bit of battle, still glitching to get the fuel. But look at this, it's 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, all nice and close. All these guys on the hard tyres, like, look at them, all moving from side to side. Trying to break the toe. Race Lord will stay to the inside, because that goes to the inside into this corner. Racel late on the brakes. He goes deep. He was too late on the brakes. He's cost himself a couple of positions there. So we'll go back and have a look at that. So Racel, he was in P3. Here he is coming down towards turn 1. He's got Temp all over him. Just a little bit too late and learned how to sail straight on those hard tyres. 2 positions lost in one corner for Racel, and he's going to be kicking himself because he's now down in 5th. He's got Mike all over the back of him. Let's check in with Gavsky. He's now 12.1 seconds in front. He's coming up to 10 minutes into this race. Now, has he done, and is he almost getting to the point where he's going to have a pit stop clear with everyone else? He needs about another, I reckon he needs at least another 8 seconds. But can he make these softs last for a long enough amount of time that he can get himself that gap built up? Still in the mid 44s, whereas, for example, 10 there is in 47. This will be a 46 now because he's a little bit quicker this lap. He's got himself a 1.6 second lead now over D-Locks. Got himself a nice little gap here now, just 10. Is 17 seconds off the lead. That's a big 18.2 now. It's a big gap to make up. In 20 minutes of racing, it's almost a second a minute you'll have to make up. So that's almost racing. D-Locks is still in 4th place, over Racelord in 5th. Racelord still has Linear quite close by. Linear on the soft. On the soft tyre. Racelord on the hard. Mike in 7th on the hard tyre. Does have Proxy nice and close to company. Guys that on the hards, we're expecting them to come in probably 10 minutes left on the race, maybe a little bit before. It looks like Proxy is going for a move here. Potentially up the inside into the bottom of the hairpin. Mike taking a wide line. Foxy nice and tight. Mike getting the power down and keeping in front. Further back we've got Rania there in 9th, and then we've got a little battle here between Hugo and Johnny. The guys going a bit side by side there. Straight on goes Hugo there. I don't know whether there's a little bit of a tap there from Johnny. I think there was, because Johnny is just letting Hugo back through. So Johnny there in 11th, and then Mario in 12th. Gavsky 13 seconds in front of Rich, who then has Temp there in 3rd. So Temp front of the hard runners, 18 seconds off the lead. I think we're getting into the window now where Temp's lap time. So last lap was a 1:46.288. Gavsky's last lap time was 1:45.313, so we're almost getting to that crossover point where we're going to see the lap times switch over and the hard runners will start to match the softs and then eventually will start to beat them. So it's going to be interesting to see what's happening here. We've got 18.5 minutes left in the race. Rich done a cracking job. He got past them all and got himself a little bit of a gap. You can see all the gaggle of cars behind. So we'll get 18 minutes left in the race. Almost at the halfway point. A lot of the hard runners though still towards the front of this race. This is going to be the end. Really interesting. Racelord there in 5th now. Still only has a half second advantage and he's on the soft, so there's only 2 drivers. Brilliant, there we go. We do have a pit stop. Gavsky's tyres are shot. Now will we see Rich come into the pits? No, Rich still has tyre left. So I think Rich definitely doing the right thing here, going for an extra lap. Rich will take over the lead of the race. But it is Gavsky in the pits, getting his tyres changed. Now will he get out for a temp? This is going to be crucial. If he gets out for a temp, literally is on the same tyre now as temp. Gavsky on fresher tyres needs to just keep the power down nicely, because if you can hold up temp here, that would be crucial for Gavsky. It does look like temp is going to get through. Gavsky's going to have the inside line here again. Gavsky will keep the position. Temp running really wide there. Gavsky staying in P2, so he's done enough to get into the pits and out again. It's a lovely gap from temp now in third on used cars, so it doesn't have as much grip now as Gavsky in front. Enoch's there in fourth. Racing in fifth, still hanging on in there with Linia there in sixth. Mike in seventh. Froxy in eighth. Over there in ninth. Hugo in 10th. With Mario now up into 11th on the hard tyre. Johnny, who's got a 3-second penalty for cutting the pit lane, who's come in and got himself onto the hard tyre. Now, will we see Rich come into the pits on this lap, or will Rich go again? He's right on the borderline of... No, he's staying out. He's staying out for another lap. So Rich going for another lap. He's still doing 47. It was a 47 dead. Gavsky is out lap. Now is out and underway as Racelord comes into the pits. So Racelord is going for the softs earlier. He's going to try an undercut. Temp, because Temp's now stuck in traffic. Is this the right move from Racelord? Is Racelord doing the undercut strategy here to get himself past Temp? Whilst Gavsky holds up Temp, this could work out as great. Gavsky backs Temp up, backs him up, backs him up, backs him up. Racelord comes in, gets himself onto the softs, gets out the pits, starts pumping in those lap times. Just whether the tyres will hang on enough for Racelord. Because at the moment, Temp is only in the 1 minute 48. We saw on the last lap that still Rich was doing 1 minute 47s in the lead of the race at the moment. So that's going to be interesting. Will we see anything happen between these two? Will we see Racelord's strategy pay off and him undercut Temp for position? Will we see Rich come into the pits on this lap? I think we will now. He's got 14 minutes left of the race. It's actually 90 still on the softs. But I think it is time now for him to come into the pits and get rid of those tyres. And in he comes. So Rich into the pits to get rid of them. Gavsky will retake the lead on the race. Temp hasn't come into the pits yet. So Gavsky taking the lead. We've got Linia coming into the pits as well, a bit further back, and Fuxi coming off the hards and onto the soft. So it's going to be interesting to see where Racelord is. There's Mario, and there is Racelord in 10th. So he's going to move up some positions here. Gives us up into 8th position now. On the charge is Racelord. Mario in 7th. Yet to get rid of his hard tyres. Rich has come out the pits and is in 6th. It does have a 3-second penalty. The pit lane penalty is costing people dearly tonight as a 3-second penalty. If you cross that white line on the way in or the way out of the pits, you will take the penalty. Rhino there in 5th, yet to pit. Mike's in 4th, yet to pit. Also hasn't pitted as well, and neither has Temp. Now will we see Temp come into the pits on this lap? Temp's still lapping around average lap. I think we'll go even faster when he gets onto the soft tyre. Is it time now for the soft? It is. Temp is in. So Temp coming into the pits. Will we see D-Locks coming into the pits? We are going to see D-Locks coming in as well. Will we see Mike coming into the pits? No, Mike is staying out and doing another lap. Rhino as well, staying out and doing another lap. Mario. Will we see Mario into the pits? We do see Mario into the pits. So this is going to move Race Lord up a lot of positions here. So Temp is in, Temp getting the tyres changed. It is soft. On and out, and away goes 16, 17 seconds, almost 18 seconds on. Now, let's race. All this contact, that's going to be interesting. He looks out. Race Lord, I think, just went for the racing line, but Temp was there because obviously that's what the pit lane feeds you out. But Race Lord up into P4, so the undercut did work, but Temp has the tyres there. His tyres have done 2 laps less. Does have 18 seconds to make up on Gavsky. It does have to get past Race Lord as well to get up to Gavsky. So these guys got a big mountain to climb if they want to get up there. Rich now in 6th would have been in front of these guys if it wasn't for the pit lane penalty. D-Locks there is in 7th on the soft, and will be charging up the field now. Foxy in 8th on the soft now as well. Julio's on the hards in 9th. Hugo in 10th on the hards. Mario now on the soft, so is out and underway on his soft stint, but it is this man still leading the way out front. Consistently doing 46-second laps on the hard tyre, which is a great running for the hard tyre. Mike comes into the pits, so I think he's the last one to pit, along with Rhino there in 3rd. So this will make the race order back to what it should be, with Race Lord there in 2nd and Temp in 3rd. D-Locks there in 5th, and Mike's just getting his pit box, he's getting those soft tyres on. Mike getting himself underway. Out in P7. And Rhino there out in P8. So getting themselves out there and onto the track. And getting their lap times back in. Gavsky still with a nice lead. Still at 14.7 seconds over Race Lord. So there's Temp and Race Lord. They are nose to tail. Temp looking to go around the outside. Temp off and onto the corner. A little bit of a shimmy there. A little bit of the car unsettling. But this is going to be interesting. Now, these two, do they work together to catch up with Gavsky? Or is Gavsky just too far up the road and they just need to think about their own individual race and battling each other? Because Gavsky's strategy just seems to be absolutely flawless at the moment. Now both of these have done flying laps as well with less fuel. Gavsky's lap time is still setting the fastest lap of the race. He's still got 1:43.778 in the bag for himself. So that's the fastest lap of the race, and it's still Gavsky's at the moment, so he's still getting the extra point for that. Because these guys are going around with the 1:44s. So Gavsky absolutely pumped in that lap time, got himself on the road. He's now 13 seconds in front, 8 minutes left. They will be closing the gap down to Gavsky, but it's going to take a while. So D-Locks is still 4th on the soft tyre. A great race here. Foxy in 6th. Missed out Rich there. Sorry, Rich in 5th. Foxy in 6th. Mike in 7th on the soft tyre. Mario on the soft in 8th. Nino is there in 9th. Does have a bit of damage. Hugo in 10th. Mario has done an extra pit stop. Comes out the pits, has managed to get himself out the pits. I don't know whether that was to repair damage. I believe it could possibly be. And Johnny there, Johnny's got front damage. Johnny's got front wheel damage and front aero damage, and on the hards. But it's still this man absolutely cleaning it. He's 11.2 seconds in the lead. He's got about 4 laps left of the race. It's going to be close on the last lap. They are coming. Race Lord and Temp. Race Lord still holding off Temp. With those used tyres, has gained a little bit of a gap. But these two are coming for Gowski. Gap now down to 10.8 seconds. Temp with a half-second penalty. That is music to Race Lord's ears. That's going to give him a little bit of a breather, because it will get Temp out of this slipstream. That's going to help Race Lord massively in this race. Temp setting a purple sector as well, but obviously the penalty's going to come into play, so that's not going to help Temp out at all. Further down the field, still got Deluxe out, 7.5 seconds off the podium places, and 1.8 seconds off. See, in 5th, and we've got Mike in 6th. Rich dropping down the order on the hards now. So those hard tyres are dropping Rich down the order. Mario there in 8th, Nino in 9th, Hugo in 10th on the hard tyre. Well, Mario is going to be catching up. He's only 10.1 seconds. Can Mario get up to P10? So Mario in 11th, Johnny in 12th. Still with damage for Johnny. Check in at the gap now, 11.5 seconds. Oh, you get a change of position. So we'll save the replay. See how this ends though. Race Lord on the outside. Squeezing Temp to the curb, but that just means the Temp just gets a better line out the corner. That is Temp up to 2nd. So we'll go back now and have a look at what happened there. So I just think we've got a bad exit. Race Lord got a bad exit out of the corner. Temp went to go out the outside, but gave the old switcheroo onto the top of the straight. Race Lord's back end is squirming all over the place. Temp getting himself up into 2nd place. So 10.3 seconds. That's a gap now to the lead. A big gap. It's probably done enough here to get himself the race win. It's one of those gaps. Fuel is not going to be a problem tonight for the GR2s. So Gavsky 9.8 in front, over 10 in 2nd place. Temp setting a personal best sector there. Race Lord now dropping his tyres on dead. He came in too early, he had to try something. Will it be enough to hold off D-Lock though? Not quite. There's a lot more tyre left to give than what Race Lord does. Froxy in. I've heard a bit of tyre school there. That's Froxy. Froxy in 5th. Mike in 6th. Mike's got a load of tyre. Come on, Mike. Use that tyre. Rich in 7th. Hanging on in there on the hard tyre. Mario there in 8th on the soft. Getting off some front wheel drift in there. Nino in 9th on the hard tyre. Does have that front wheel damage still. Hugo in 10th. 6 seconds in front of Mario in 11th. Johnny there in 12th. Johnny's got front aero damage and front wheel damage, which is going to be absolutely hindering his speed here. Gowski's lead down to 7.3. Two minutes left, so it's going to be the last lap. The next lap will be the last lap. Temp is absolutely caning his tyres. Now, the interesting one to watch is the battle for third. So I do think it's down to 3.4 seconds. Race Lord's tyres are dropping off a cliff. It's now down to 2.9. D-Locks is going to be pushing. You can see this gap closer and closer. We have had a change of position, but further back is Mike now in front of Foxy. As everyone's going to come around and start their last lap, because the checkered flag will drop before they finish the next lap. Mike's up to P5. It's going to be interesting to watch this battle unfold here. It's 2.5 seconds. The gap. Now can D-Locks get enough done to get past Race Lord? Can they upset the status quo of the podium, which has always been pretty much Gowski, Temp and Race Lord? It was in the last round. Can D-Locks do something to throw Race Lord off the podium? Gowski's still got a 6.4 second lead. Temp got a 6 second lead as well over Race Lord. Race Lord's tyres are going to be almost gone now. He's going to get to the point, the last few corners are going to be like driving on ice for Race Lord. The gap is down to 1.8, 1.7. Getting kicked up there, 1.5. Right, and we're going to watch Gowski now cross the line. He's coming around the last corner. The win here at round number 3 at the Nürburgring GP goes to Gowski as he crosses the line and takes the race win. Temp is going to take second. Race Lord is 8 tenths in front, 6 tenths, 4 tenths. It's going to be close across the line, but Race Lord will finish out the podium. D-Locks takes 4th, Mike finishes 5th, Foxy takes 6th, Rich finishes in 7th, 8th on his debut goes to Ronnie. Great race there for him on his debut. 9th goes to Lino, also on his debut in this series, taking 9th. And crossing the line there to take 9th. Hugo will hold out from Mario to take 10th place. So Hugo in 10th, just coming around and crossing the line and taking P10. Mario in 11th. The race win goes to Gowski on number 3 at the Nürburgring. Well done to Gowski. Great result there for him. Climbed up 1 position, started second, taking the race win. As you can see, replay down on here, and let's have a look at the results. So, Mike getting the fastest lap of the race as well. So Mike getting an extra point I've just seen on there. But Gowski taking the race win, and well deserved there. Needed to get past everyone to get up there. Temp taking second. Race Lord trying the alternative strategy, trying to undercut Temp. It did work for a little bit, but then his tyres absolutely died to death. D-Locks there in 4th, Mike in 5th. With the fastest lap of the race, getting an extra point for Mike. Foxy there in 6th, Rich in 7th, Mario there in 8th, Nino in 9th, Hugo 10th, Mario in 11th, and Johnny there in 12th. Ooh, what a cracking race that was. Congratulations to the guys. So, don't forget, we are back on Saturday for the 12-hour endurance race for Mind, fundraising for Mind. So, head over to the channel now, it is there. I might even, do you know what we'll do? We will put a link in the chat right now. Whilst we're all here, here is the link to it. Go onto this now, hit the like button, and also hit the notification bell so you know as soon as the action goes live. We've got over 30 drivers racing in this 12-hour event hosted by Mario. He's doing the whole 12 hours himself from start to finish, raising as much money as we can for Mind. So go onto there, get ready to watch the stream. Any tips that are done in that stream will be donated straight after the race, whilst we're on the stream, over to Mind. So by all means, in that stream you can tip as much as you want. It will all go to charity. We'll make sure every penny goes straight over to them on the live stream, and we will also keep track of who donates the most as well during the stream. Cheers everyone for watching tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure getting involved here. If you do want to get involved racing with us, by all means give us a message on Discord or just drop us a message here on the YouTube channel. We'll be back next Monday for round number 4, but don't forget, as I said, join us on Saturday. Cheers everyone for watching. I'll catch you next time.